Well, hello everybody. Miss Ladybug here. You can get my ladybug hat on. Um, just thought I'd do a short little video. I got up this morning and made my bed and did my dishes and had a cup of tea and then headed out the door with a friend to go do a few chores and got home later in the afternoon, made myself some dinner. Oh gosh, I still have the oven on. No, it isn't. It's just on pilot. I heard it. I just heard it, and so it made me think. In a trailer, you're always like, "What's going on?" But anyway, so I have had like a full week except for one day. Saturday was pretty rough. I hurt. I was in pretty excruciating pain on Saturday. And I missed out on a bunch of things I really wanted to do. But it was what it was. I was in so much pain that it was the first day really in 6 months that I've had physical pain so bad that I wished for something strong to take the pain away. But I don't have anything anymore, so I had to make do with my medical marijuana. But it was a long day. It had been a long night and a long day. I was having a condition where you just really can't stop moving, and it's akathisia, but it's where my nerves are feeling things and I'm twitching and I don't have control over it. And I'm very aware of it and I still can't control it. It's pretty weird. And I had a lot of back pain and neck pain and joint pain, and I was just hurting really, really bad. But overall, this last 7-8 days has been the best I've had in 6.5 months. I've been up most days, at least for a few hours, enough to make my bed 6 out of 7 days for 2 weeks. That's pretty good for me. And I've been doing my daily gratitude. The symptoms that still plague me or make life to where I can't do everything I want to do. My limbs, it's like today, doing some errands with my friend, and I had to walk upstairs twice. And the second time was just like I had 20 bricks tied to each leg and to my arms, and it just felt like, okay, another step, okay, another step. And everything just feels so heavy and full, I guess. I have been having a lot of back pain, which I have bulging discs in my back and foraminal narrowing, and it's been shooting down my leg and into my hip, and I can't tell if it's bursitis or if it's from my back. I still have and expect to some degree to have, but insomnia issues. Last night I slept 7 hours, and that was the best I've had in a long time, and I felt pretty good today. But I can tell with the medications that they're doing what the other medications have done in the past, where they work at first and then they don't. And so that's why I just need to get off all of them and just go through whatever I have to go through to try to get my body back on its own basal rhythms and really see where my body is at, because that's kind of where I'm at right now in my health. I got really wrapped up in the Western medicine and testing, look and see what's wrong. Part of it is because I have been trying to get disability because I can't work, and you have to have all these records, and you have to do what the doctors say. But I've learned, and I know there's people that are shaking their heads at this, but you've not walked in my shoes. So I have learned that doctors are in a hurry. They are controlled by the insurance companies, which the insurance companies get money from the big drug companies. And it's cheaper to put someone on Ativan than it is for them to get psychotherapy or a massage. God forbid, something that might actually, besides help you feel good. Acupuncture, same thing. I've had great things with acupuncture and with massage therapy, but most insurance companies don't provide those things. They just dole out pills. It's cheap to dole out pills that if you don't have insurance, they charge you $10 a pill. If you have insurance, like I did, I got them for free. Oh, we'll make freebie drug addicts out of everyone who's already struggling in life. Because if I'm getting the Oregon Health Plan, that means I'm not able to make it on my own. And so, and so then you're going to add on all these medications that are going to make my life worse. Oh, gee, thank you so much, assholes. Anyway, I still don't sleep so good. Some nights, last night I slept. And I felt it today. I felt a lot better today. Excuse me. But nothing's linear. It will be quite some time. I would have to be, even today, I couldn't work a regular job today. I mean, I went out and ran errands and helped my friend with some stuff that needed to be done, but I hadn't medicated before I left, and I mean, it was stuff that I've done all my life. I was cleaning somebody's kitchen. I didn't really have to think, and I could go at my own pace, and it was a short-term thing. If I would have had to do it all day, no frickin' way. And that's why I have to go to the doctor. And I'm really going to work before I'm meeting with a new physician on December, I don't know, 8th or 9th, I think, or 10th, somewhere around there. And between now and then, I am going to print out the Ashton manual, which if you have been on any benzodiazepines and are struggling to get off of them, please look up the Ashton manual. In fact, I'll go ahead and put a link at the bottom for that. I also plan on making a reference sheet for physicians in the next 2 weeks that I can take with me to my new physician to educate them, because they don't know. And I don't want to go in sounding like I know it all, and I'm not going to, but I am going to go in hoping if my physician isn't going to be open-minded to someone that is intelligent and has been medicated for years under the system and is still needing to have a physician to back me up for filing for disability, I'm still going to advocate for myself. I'm going to advocate for myself, and I'm going to go in with evidence and hoping that in my evaluations that I looked online a lot, I picked a good doctor. And a week later, I see my the psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I'm going to take her the same thing. My case manager yesterday, it was actually, I didn't even really know what to think, because I was feeling pretty good yesterday and able to articulate quite well, and able to share with her what it's been like and where I've been and what my hopes are, which, there was a period of time I didn't have any hope. And right now my hope is, it's dim, because this is really hard. And I've already lost everything. But I'm hanging on to the little bits of the little slivers of light of hope that shine through here and there, like talking with my grandson on Thanksgiving. Okay, maybe I'll get to talk to him on his birthday too. Who knows, that maybe what I've gone through and suffered with can prevent someone else from having to do it. Or maybe I went through this so that, as my case manager said, you've got a book to write, and you need to go on the circuit, and you need to be on talk shows, and you need to be in hospitals and big, big, big auditoriums. And I'm like, I don't even like to go to town in someone's car. And she's like, that'll pass. You've got too much to share. She's such a doll. I just really appreciate her. And if that were to be my calling, I would do it gladly. If sharing what so many of us, using my medical knowledge and background and my own personal experience with addiction versus dependence from a physician-inspired condition, I would do that. If that's what my calling is, I would do that. Not today. Probably not tomorrow. It's going to be a while. But that's why I make these videos, because I think more than those of us that are probably watching now need to be watching. And I hope as I get better and feel more confident, I'll be sharing more and more of my story. And I will share others' stories if I can find venues. I would love to see, oh gosh, and no, I wouldn't want it to be that stupid, but if somebody could do a, one of those, what are they called? See, I haven't had a television till just recently, and I still don't watch it very much, so I don't know what they're called, but, reality shows. But I wouldn't want it to be to where people were, most of those reality shows are pretty stupid. That's just my opinion. They're pretty dumb. I didn't have a TV for 7 years, so you can't hardly imagine what it's like for me to see some of the stuff that I see on TV. The commercials, what are you, 5? Oh my gosh. But anyway, okay. But that might be a venue to share the truth about what doctors are doing to people with pills, with benzodiazepines and SSRIs and barbiturates and a host of other types of medication that are prescribed without ever really being warned of the side effects or how difficult it is to get off of them, and without saying, like myself, my first prescription for Xanax was from a panic attack. Okay, well, duh, send me to some psychotherapy, send me to a psychiatrist or psychologist and go, why are you having a panic attack? Because that is not a chemical imbalance to have anxiety or a panic attack, but that's how they're treating it with pills. That's what they're doing, people. They're saying that you have a chemical imbalance when there's not really proof of that. There's really not proof of that. It's even when you take lithium and they have to draw levels on you. They're drawing levels on how much lithium's in you, but they don't know what's really at the crux of all of it. They don't know, and that's why they just give you a pill to keep you calm and make it go away, hopefully. But see, we did not go away. We didn't all go away. We survived it, and we've made decisions because we saw the light, and we're going through the pain and the hell. But we know. There's a lot of us that know now. And it's our responsibility to help others so they don't have to go through what we've had to go through. People at least have to know in advance what the potential long-term looks like. That you get to a point that you either have to choose to take the pills forever and ever, even if you feel goofy and disconnected and numbed and all the stuff those medications make you feel. You have to choose either to live like that or to find alternative ways to deal with the things that sent you to the doctors in the first place. And that's what I choose today. I tried the doctor route. For 25 years, I've tried the doctor route. 25 plus years, I've tried the doctor route. And my life has got more difficult, and I've become more sick as time has progressed. So, anyway, I'm, God, what is it, the 29th of November, so I'm definitely at 6.5 months off opiates and 4.5 months off routine benzos. I've had a dose. 6 days later, I had an everyday dose for 3 days. And then when I ended up in the hospital, I had a few doses and I was sent home with 14 tablets. So in the last 6.5 months, I've had like 20 tablets. And I think the last one was probably somewhere in mid-October is what I'm thinking. And I feel better now than I did 2 months ago, for sure. For sure. I mean, I've had kind of like a week window. Yes, I've still had symptoms, but they haven't been so pervasive to where I just can't even function or think or talk. I still have pain. I still have the akathisia, or whatever it is called, where my legs and my whole body feels like a restless leg syndrome. That's the only way I know how to describe it. I just can't help myself but move and twitch and flop and it hurts. Oh God, it hurts. But I'm doing better and I'm more clear-headed and we'll see how it goes. I'm grateful that I found the site that I have on Facebook for support, benzodiazepine recovery. You rock. Benzo buddies, learning about the Ashton manual, which, see, I'd already gone through my detox and a good portion of early withdrawal before I found y'all. I'd already gone through the hell. I didn't know all the ways to do it. I'd already jumped off at 1 milligram Xanax every single goddamn day. And once I got past, been in the hospital twice, I was like, I'm not going back on it. That's for dang sure. But I know better now. And I've learned a lot, and I'm appreciative of the education. It's sometimes scary for me how we are almost on the edge of practicing medicine in the groups, of saying what should and should not be done and this and that and the other thing. For me, I have to be really careful because I was a registered nurse and I don't know that I never will not go back to some kind of medical. And so I have to be really careful with that. I can share from my experience, and that's what I try to do the most. Anyway, I hope y'all get something out of that, even if it's just a laugh at a silly old woman with a ladybug hat on. I didn't do my hair today, so anyway, when it was long, I could brush it back in a ponytail, but when it's short, it just goes wonk. I don't know what has happened to my hair. I don't know if it's the little bit of gray that's coming through, my age, cutting it. I don't know. It is like crazy, wild, coarse, wiry, curly, which I'd never had in my life before. It's pretty much like the rest of my family's hair now, and I'd always had the more softer, more straighter, and now it's kind of getting wild. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to go with a whole new look or something until I grow it back out. Anyway, I appreciate anyone who watches this. I'm just sharing this because it's a way for me to have my own personal therapy, and to share my personal experience, strength, and hope. And I do have some knowledge. My medical background, I think, gives me a different perspective, and which is useful in those of us who are embarking on this journey, pretty much figuring it out on our own, which is really sad. I hope I can find people who have access to microscopes and petri dishes and beakers and test tubes. I am a science person. I want to see some research, and I want to see studies, and I want it shown what we're going through, because that's not showing up anywhere, and it needs to. And if I can get my brain back, I'll be diving more into science. So, anyway, I'm grateful I'm upright and breathing and able to say peace.